Hey everybody, how's it going? I missed all your faces so much. Don't mind a little. I'm sorry, this room has a little bit of reverb. Hopefully, it's not too bad, but we'll see. Um, yeah, if you can hear me, make sure. I just want to make sure that there's audio. I see that the video came up, so that's good. But I just want to make sure that the audio is good here before we get started. And I'm going to give it a few minutes for everybody to kind of come into the live chat. Before we get going, I have 16 questions. I wrote them all myself. I'm very excited to do some Pixar trivia tonight. You can hear me. Good. Cool. Julian, Jarrell, Lisa, Pretty Girl, Hannah, Lightning, Skylar, thank you guys all for joining me. I appreciate it so much. I'm not sure how many people will be here or what's going to happen, but Young, welcome. I'm really excited to be back. It's been a couple of months, but I just want to let you guys know that there is a video coming out next week. I'm going to move videos to Thursday. I have a different job now, and so I am trying to make sure that I have the day off to be able to have those videos launched. I have Thursdays off, so videos will come out on Thursdays now. And over on Patreon, I've got 2 videos coming out in June exclusive to Patreon, as well as a brand new secret podcast just for patrons. So yeah, and this is, I'm saying that this is trivia night, but this is more than trivia, because I just want to hang out and also chat with people and talk. Drill said I'm jealous of the I'm jealous of the shelf. I actually built the shelf myself, so thank you so much, and all the stuff that's on it. Over time, I've tried to kind of collect things that weren't necessarily like, I don't know, things that weren't necessarily like Funko Pops and stuff. Like everybody has Funko Pops, and I have no problem with people having those, but I wanted to try and get things that were a bit unique and different. So yeah. Young, this video will be kept up at least for the next week. So yeah, this will be up, but it will get taken down after about a week, once the next video launches, basically. Video and audio aren't synced up, but it's half a second off. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay. Julian, thank you. I appreciate it. There is kind of a wide variety of different stuff over here. In fact, there's this Mrs. Pasta's over here is one of the newer things to go up on the shelf. It is my grandmother's, and so I got it from her. Yeah. Okay, it's not awful. No need to fix it. Excellent. Favorite Pixar film? Leave a comment. Leave a comment and let me know what your favorite Pixar film is. I go back and forth all the time. Pixar is something that's really dear to me. Obviously, I've got the Pixar ball back there, and I've got actually more on this shelf than anything else. This is a lot of Toy Story stuff. I am a huge sucker for the whole Toy Story series. I could have actually done without number 4. I felt like 3 was the best ending, but I would say Toy Story 3 for me, and WALL-E and Inside Out. I would go with those 3 films. Like if you were to give me the whole catalog, those are the 3 films I would pick. I don't know if I can narrow it down from there. WALL-E, Inside Out, Toy Story 3. Let's see. Mine. Young said Inside Out. Onward for Hannah. Wow. I have not heard anybody's favorite being Onward, so that's great. Lightning said Inside Out. Pretty Girl, Ratatouille. Julian, Ratatouille, maybe Inside Out. I like too many of them. Understandable. Skylar, you were watching Toy Story last night. I love Toy Story. I actually want to watch it sometime again soon. Aldo's Dragon World. Have you heard the Haunted Mansion horror version was announced at San Diego Comic-Con 2010? when Guillermo del Toro introduced himself that this Haunted Mansion is pure horror. Yes, I did. That's been an ongoing thing for a long time. I know Guillermo del Toro does want to make that film, and I would 100%, as a big horror film fan, I would jump on board with that in a heartbeat. Obviously, it would have to be like PG-13 at most. I don't think Disney would ever make an R-rated film. It would have to be Disney, right? They couldn't like pass that off to Fox or anything because it's already one of their theme park properties. So, but I would still love it. Still love it. Lisa, the Toy Story 3, the climax made me sob like a baby in the theater, and I kept being weepy all the way to the end. Me too. I actually saw that film by myself. It was the first film I ever went to a theater by myself. Also, leave a comment in the chat if you've ever gone to see a movie by yourself. If you've ever just gone stag to the movie theaters. I was so happy that I went to go see Toy Story 3 by myself. It was like a matinee, 2 in the afternoon on a Wednesday showing, and I weeped, and there was like 3 other people in the theater, so zero shame. Although now I let everybody know. Pretty Girl says, I have almost seen all of WALL-E like 3 times, so that's the goal for this time now. You gotta get on it. It's really good. It's really good. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, Ratatouille, The Incredibles, A Bug's Life, Inside Out. Coco's actually the only movie that's made me cry. Like, not only Pixar, like, Julian, you're saying ever that's the only movie that's ever made you cry? That is hella impressive. That's crazy. Like, I'm a pretty emotional person. I'll be straightforward with you. I have cried, like, at least 1 in every 10 movies that I watch, easily. But I also, I don't know. I actually don't cry during like sad or scary things. I cry during happy moments. And since a lot of movies that I watch have a happy ending, I cry all the time. Julian said, I've actually been the only person in the cinema before. I have too. I have also been that person. Coco and Onward made you cry. Okay, Onward didn't make me cry. I thought Onward was going to, because Pixar's reputation. I got to the end, and I knew it was coming, and I think I psyched myself out, and I didn't. Coco did, though, definitely. I was actually, when I went to go see Coco, I went to a theater near the Disney lot, and they had a bunch of people that worked on the film. They had kind of a Q&A afterwards. Mostly the film was, everybody in the theater either worked at Disney, working on the film from Pixar, were animators at Disney, or were some other people from the Disney adjacent companies, and everybody was crying. Even the people that worked on the freaking film, sitting in the Q&A, were crying. So it was so good. Skylar said, Josh, movies always make me cry too. Yeah, that's true. Pretty Girl, I saw Ed Sheeran's movie about his Wembley tour by myself so I could fangirl properly. I mean, do what you gotta do. Do what you have to do. Jarell, I did not go to... So I have been on the Disney lot. I have friends that work at Disney, at ABC, but I've been on the Disney lot, but the theater that I went to was probably about 2 miles away from the Disney lot, but like it wasn't like the premiere of Coco or anything. It was actually like an early showing. Like they had the premiere, and then there was like a 2-week span before it went into theaters, and I kind of saw it in between its premiere and when it actually hit theaters. And a lot of like just I wouldn't say like top tier artists or anybody like that. Not to, I have friends. None of my friends are like, super famous at Disney, but I have people who had tickets to go, so they took me. Disney kind of does that all the time. They have like their premiere with the actors that do the voices and all the other artists and directors and stuff, and then they have a couple of other showings for Disney cast and crew. So that's where I was. Yeah. Ernesto, I love trivia, especially those related to Pixar. We are going to get started here in just a few moments. I promise you. I'm very excited to get going with this. This one didn't take me as long as I thought it was going to. If you've been around for a long time, you know that I've written out trivia quite a few times, and this one didn't take me nearly as long as I thought it would. A couple of them have taken me longer. Julian said it was for an anime movie, so no one else went to see it. Yikes. Actually, you know what's interesting is, so I live in Denver right now, and even when I lived in the Los Angeles area, anime was huge, and there would be all kinds of different special showings of anime films. I know locally here in Denver, there's a movie chain that does, they're not midnight showings of anime films, but they're like 9 p.m. showings of different anime films, and it's like 9 p.m. on like a Tuesday evening or a Wednesday evening, and they sell out every time. So I don't know where you're seeing this. I like Toy Story 1 as a kid, but the animation in 2020 now looks nightmarish. Oh, 100%. Like, it says, like, if you look at the difference between 1 and 4, it's insane. Even if you look at the difference between Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2, it's crazy. Like, the difference between 2 and 3 and then 3 and 4 isn't as significant. It's like Toy Story 1 and A Bug's Life are really the two films that, like, don't look that great as we've gone forward. This is me. But Lightning said, my school had a Disney Pixar trivia contest yesterday. You got second place? Then you're going to hopefully master this. Maybe. Julian said, here in Australia, it's usually pretty empty for anime. That's unfortunate, man. Really unfortunate. Alice, what if Network 1901 was to change its name called Network Disney 101? So I will be truthful in kind of unveiling everything. Over the last 3 months, a lot of things have changed. Unfortunately, I am the only person left at Network 1901. So I have kind of tossed around some ideas about a name change, because it's, with just me, it doesn't feel like it's no longer a network. I'm still friends with Shannon, and Angie and I unfortunately broke up, although we are remaining friends. Just we didn't work out as well as we thought we would, and that's being truthful. I hadn't said anything for a very long time to anyone, and so that's been a big reason for the absence here on YouTube over the last few months. But I am kind of back together and going. So I just want you guys to know that I'm working on things, and that there will be more videos coming. I'll try and get a video. I'm planning every other week right now, but I'm going to try and get it up to once a week, YouTube videos, and a podcast also at least once a month. I'm not sure if the link is in the description below, but you can look up Modern Mouse on iTunes or Spotify or something. You'll find my podcast there. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Kind of going through things. Honestly, it could be because I grew up on it, but Toy Story 1 still doesn't look horrible to me. Except, I mean, it's not a horrible looking film. The humans are the worst part. 100% the humans are the worst part. John, where the Disney revival era at? Well, lucky for you, the next video coming out is going to be the Disney revival era explained part 1, which will start with Bolt and will go up to Wreck-It Ralph. So that's coming out next week, and I believe that video is 16 minutes long, 16 and a half minutes long. It took me a while to put it all together, but I'm proud of what came out of all of that. Yeah. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. Julian said, I'm glad that the channel will still be going. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being honest about it. Imagine that was hard to be sitting on it and talking about it publicly. I'm sorry to hear what happened and what has happened these last couple of months. Um, yeah, I one of the things that has been the hardest is this is Shannon and I talked like 2 weeks ago, and she decided to step away, and she has a YouTube channel. I will actually in post add a link to her YouTube channel in the description and below. It's still waiting for my Seder. It's a book review channel, and she's still doing her podcast, which is Lipstick and Lightsabers, all about females in the fandom of Star Wars. So go check that stuff out. We're still remaining friends. It was difficult with Angie because we came into Network 1901 and starting Network 1901 as a couple, and everybody kind of knew that we were a couple. We've been very public with our relationship almost since day one, and so yeah, it's difficult and it's hard. It's hard to be like a public. I'm not like a huge public figure. I would never say that, but to be a quote unquote public face that everybody knows and connects you with another person, and that person is no longer there. It wasn't about losing people, it wasn't about losing subscribers, or it wasn't about losing views or anything like that. It was truly not knowing what my future was or what I was going to be able to be capable of on this channel. So, I sat down and really thought like, okay, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, and I can take on these responsibilities and move forward. So that's what we're doing. Yeah. Have you watched the Black Friday reel? I'm not sure what you mean by that. The Black Friday reel. I guess I haven't watched it. No. I don't know. I kind of disagree. The animation quality in Toy Story 3 and 4 looks a lot better than the animation in Toy Story 1 and 2. Again, the humans are probably the worst part, even in Toy Story 2, but I do feel like there's a huge leap between 1 and 2 versus going from 2 to 3. Just my opinion. But, I don't know. Ernesto, cool. Looking forward to the Disney Revival era video. No problem. It'll be coming out not soon. The Black Friday reel for Toy Story, you can watch it on YouTube. I will watch it on YouTube. Thank you very much. Yeah. Aldous, did you notice there is dirty jokes in Disney movies that you miss? Yeah, of course. There's always been dirty jokes in Disney movies going back a long time ago. That's really nothing new. I guess like as an adult, I've picked up on it more. Yeah. I was actually kind of surprised how different the lighting of characters looks in 4 from 3. Oh yeah, I think the best leap forward as far as animation goes from Toy Story 3 to Toy Story 4 is lighting. The carnival looks gorgeous. The characters and shadows look gorgeous. It's pretty interesting. Will you be doing a video about Pixar pioneering animation bloopers at the end of their movies? I don't know if I'll be talking about that as one video, but I will definitely, because listen, as I'm doing, and I know a lot of you guys initially subscribed to the channel because of the Disney Animation Eras video series that we've done. I will be doing eventually the Pixar animation eras, each video, and that will be a part of that series, kind of talking about that. And then I'll probably do a Disney live action eras Disney live action eras one as well. I remember the news talking about Bug's Life and how weird it was at the time for animation movies to do bloopers. It was weird, but it was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. There are a lot of different, improv and sound clips from the voice actors, so why not animate it and make it kind of a funny thing at the end? Even though it can be same for the lighting for Incredibles 2 and Finding Dory. Yeah, 100%. Will you do a video on Disney directors Ron Clements and John Musker? I'm still going to keep moving forward with the Disney Legends series, and I actually kind of do feel like Clements and Musker would be a great one-off, like one video as the both of them. I know that they both have different things that they worked on even before working together, but they're so tied together that like I have to do a video about that, right? Like I have to put them together in a video. So I mean, there are different people throughout the history of the Disney, Pixar, everybody that work better in pairs. So yeah, I'll probably do that. Young said, when the worst film in the Toy Story franchise was still great, that is when you know your franchise. Oh yeah, I mean, Toy Story 4. Actually, for me personally, Toy Story 4 is the most unnecessary film. But it is nice. It is fun. I would definitely say, for me, it's not bottom 5 Pixar. So yeah, of course. With that being said, though, I mean we've chatted for a while, guys, but I want to jump into this trivia. I hope you guys are ready for a little bit of trivia. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And by the way, going forward, the next video, and hopefully by the time the next video does air, there will be brand new. I'll keep the logo still, but there will be brand new artwork and everything up on the channel. And there's going to be a brand new intro. I've been working on some animation stuff to animate the intro a little bit more. So I'm really excited about that. It's one of those little things that you get excited about doing videos, you know, being able to kind of learn and uptick things as you go. So I made that with you guys in mind. But let's jump into this thing. Let's jump into some trivia. Here we go. 16 questions, all Pixar related trivia. So you let me know. We're playing for fun. There's nothing to win here, just for, you know, having some fun and chatting during quarantine times on a Friday night. You know, so here we go. Question number, no, it's Thursday. It's a Thursday night. I've been like all day I've been thinking it's Friday. Whew, quarantining is weird. Here we go. Question number 1 for Pixar Trivia. Paradise Falls. Where'd it go? Paradise Falls. The dream escape of Carl and Ellie from Up is actually based on the real-life Angel Falls, located in what South American country? Again, Paradise Falls, the dream escape of Carl and Ellie from Up, is actually based on the real-life Angel Falls, located in what South American country? Lisa, I'm sorry I made you panic. I'm sorry I made you panic there. The Reclamation Society is here. It's Thursday. I'm so sorry, guys. It's Thursday. It's not Friday. Julian, it is Friday. There's congrats there. Getting a couple of answers there. Peru, it is not Peru. Brazil, it is not. I just want to let you guys know, I prepared myself for this. I brought 2 glasses of water. Just for this. Reclamation Society, I'm horrible at geography. Jay, come on, man. Get with it. It is not Argentina or Uruguay. The correct answer is Venezuela. Angel Falls, Venezuela is where it's based on. Yeah, not Argentina, sorry. Venezuela is the correct answer for number 1. Question number 2, Pixar Trivia. Here we go. The Ohio Art Company almost went out of business in the early 1990s, but Toy Story rejuvenated one of their signature toys and helped keep them in business. What artsy toy was featured in the film? Again, let me just repeat that one. The Ohio Art Company almost went out of business in the early 1990s, but Toy Story rejuvenated one of their signature toys and helped keep them in business. What artsy toy was featured? Jay said, ask me about Disneyland geography. Dude, I don't even know what Disneyland looks like anymore. Does anybody know what Disneyland looks like anymore? Disney World, for that matter? Any theme park? Got a lot of people coming in with their answers. A lot of you are correct. Etch and Sketch. Etch a Sketch was the toy that helped the Ohio Art Company survive. It was going out of business until Toy Story made it popular again. Aldo said, what if Doctor Strange summons Disney characters such as Disney princesses and princesses, Cars, Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Ralph, many more from other portals? I mean, I could see that happening. You know, what would be interesting is I could see them doing something like that in like a Disney park parade of some sort, like a Disneyland. I could see them maybe even doing that like in one of the video games, like a Kingdom Hearts kind of thing. Not anywhere else though. I bet you Disneyland and other theme parks are getting a much needed deep cleaning. That's probably very true. Yeah, Lisa, that's called Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, let's go with that. There's a video of a guy flying over Disneyland in a helicopter, and it is for sure dope. Also, Cusco's the best Disney princess. Don't at me. I won't at you. Question number 3. Here we go. What Pixar main character's name is actually Hebrew for the term to rebel? What Pixar main character's name is actually Hebrew for the term to rebel? Young said they should open an exhibit based on the Muppets, and I agree. Anything that has to do with more Muppets in the world, I will agree with. Also, guys, I gotta say that Muppets Now, which comes out in July, so excited for that. So excited for some new Muppets on Disney Plus. I'm sad that they didn't add like any of the old Muppet Show, the original 1970s Muppet Show to Disney Plus. They only have like the Muppets from ABC from a couple of years ago. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen the Muppets, they got canceled after one season. It's fantastic. You should watch it. If I get a question correct, will you pour that water over your head? No, I will not. A lot of you guys got it correct. It is Merida. Merida is Hebrew for to rebel, so it makes sense because she is a kind of a rebel heart. Speaking of which, should I watch Muppets Most Wanted? I mean, if you want to. It's not Muppets Most Wanted is like C-level film to the A-level Muppets movie that came out a few years prior. That movie, like the Muppets movie that came out with Jason Segel, is by far one of the best uses of the Muppets ever. Muppets Most Wanted is a fun film if you like, Muppets Treasure Island and Muppet Christmas Carol. So if it's on par with those films. Maybe a little lesser than, but it's on par with those films. Licensing issues is the factor that we don't get the original, mainly the 4th and 5th seasons. I know it is. But it's sad that Disney doesn't try to acquire that stuff. I don't know, just me personally. My favorite Muppet film is Muppet Christmas Carol. Muppet Christmas Carol is delightful, and it is in fact the best version of Christmas Carol. You can at me on that one. It is the best version. All right, here we go. Next question. The school that Ian Lightfoot goes to in Onward is named after the town that he lives in, which is what? Again, the school that Ian Lightfoot goes to in Onward is named after the town that he lives in, which is what? Johnny said, "What are you watching on Disney Plus now that I have Disney Plus? I hardly watch it." I've been trying to tune in. I've been watching the Disney Gallery, the kind of behind the scenes of the Mandalorian. I went through so much of their content so quickly that yeah, I'm kind of ahead of the curve. I did go back and watch some older shows. I went back and watched um, Gravity Falls a couple of months ago, which is by far one of the best animated shows in the history of animation. Again, you can at me at that. Gravity Falls, fantastic. And I've been going back and watching some Disney classics. Uh, Jay said I'm bad at geography. It's not even a geography question. I'm sorry. It's a story element. It's a story question. You're a channel called Fantasy Storytelling. Onward should be right up your alley. Um, Julian said, I know it has mushroom in it. Mushroom something. Hannah is correct. Hannah got it right. It is New Mushroomton. New Mushroomton is the name of the town that the Lightfoot family lives in. I didn't know if people would get that one or not. Onward is kind of one of those films that people still haven't really seen yet. Interestingly enough, now that it's like on Disney Plus, if you have Disney Plus, it's free to you to watch. Onward is good. So yeah. All right, let's go. Next one. Next question. Sigourney Weaver has actually been a voice in 2 Pixar films. The easiest one to point out is her announcement in Finding Nemo, where she says, "Hi, I'm Sigourney Weaver." But she provided another omnipresent voice in what Pixar film? Again, Sigourney Weaver has actually been a voice in 2 Pixar movies. The easiest one to point out is her announcement with her name in it in Finding Dory, but she provided another omnipresent voice in what Pixar film? Did I say Finding Nemo? And I meant it's Finding Dory. She's in Finding Dory. But the second one, what's the second one? Have you heard Disneyland is haunted where there were many ghost stories and paranormal activities and ghost encounters throughout the park? I have heard that. I would assume that it might be haunted in some ways. I have not had any experiences myself, or none of the cast members I know have had any experiences. So I'm skeptical. Jay said it's about a city. I mean, yeah, it is about a city. Sorry. Onward is the last movie I saw before all the theaters closed. I actually didn't even see it in theaters. I was gonna go the week that theaters closed here. So it's like one of the first Pixar movies that I have not seen in theaters. You guys, most of you guys are correct. It is Wall-E. She's the Axiom in Wall-E. Next question. Disgust is green because she's based around an early memory of Riley. What is that memory? And varying types of answers. If you come close, then that's fine. But disgust is green because she's based around an early memory of Riley's. What is that memory? Jay, everyone here is smarter than you, only in ways. You're smarter in other ways, and you are your unique self. You be you, and that's okay. Skylar, I go get dinner. Love you all. Thank you for showing up, Skylar. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out. Lisa said, I work at a 911 center, and before Toy Story 4 came out, we had someone call through the 911 line rambling spoilers. A bunch of us went to see it together just to see if the caller was right. What a really strange 911 call. Getting fed broccoli is correct. The twin tubers, you are correct. I'm actually talking, and I guess I wrote this question poorly. I'm not talking about like what happens within the movie. I'm actually talking about like why they decided to make the character green, why she resembles broccoli, why the animators opted to make that choice. So sorry, kind of an awkward way of writing it. I apologize for that one. Yeah, it's not about like what actually happens in the movie. I was kind of talking about like why animators decided to make her green. Yeah. Lisa said crazy people call in rambling all the time. It's the context that changes, and this time it was interesting. I mean, at least, it keeps your job interesting. So I'm sure a 911 dispatch of those are pretty interesting, a weird job as is, no matter what. Next question. In The Good Dinosaur, what real life gigantic baby animal was studied for the movements of Arlo? For The Good Dinosaur, what real life gigantic baby animal was studied for the movements of Arlo? Give you guys a little bit to chime in on that one. Young said that his least favorite his least favorite Pixar film is Good Dinosaur. I hated it the first time I saw it on the rewatch of it. When I had Disney Plus, I sat down and rewatched it, and I actually prefer it over time. I like it more. So I don't know if I say it's my least favorite, but I don't know what my least favorite is. I mean, it still might be Good Dinosaur. Good Dinosaur is bottom 5 Pixar for me, but it's still enjoyable. Yeah, it's not a bad movie. It's just okay. That's the thing with Pixar. Almost every Pixar film, you could say they're not bad. They're enjoyable, but they're not Pixar top tier quality, right? Like we all hold Pixar to a higher standard than everything else. Lisa said Pixar was Good Dinosaur was so bad it was good again. I mean, that might have been it. Is Onward set in a fantasy world or was it an alternate world? It's a fantasy world. It's not our world. It's totally fantasy. The correct answer there is elephants. Arlo, his movements are based off baby elephants. Next question. Here we go. What Pixar film is based off of one of Aesop's fables, as well as Akira Kurosawa's famous Japanese film, The Seventh Samurai? Again, what Pixar film is based off of one of Aesop's fables, as well as Akira Kurosawa's famous Japanese film, The Seventh Samurai? Still haven't seen the Cars sequels. I know the Rep Cars 2 has, but is it as bad as people say? Again, it's okay. It's decent. It's watchable. It's not. It's the bottom. It is the bottom of the barrel, though. Can be entertained for all the wrong reasons. Cars 2 is a guilty pleasure for me. I mean, whatever. All right. Most of you got that one. It is A Bug's Life. The Aesop's fable is the ant and the grasshopper. So that makes sense, right? The fable is the ant and the grasshopper. All right. Next question here. What was the first Pixar film to earn a PG rating instead of a G general rating? What is the first Pixar film to earn a PG rating instead of the G rating? Aldo, which genies do you like the best, Robin Williams or Will Smith? Which one has the better? Robin Williams. Robin Williams all the way. For everything. For the songs, for the acting, for the improv. Everything Robin Williams. Will Smith, actually Aladdin, out of all the live action films, I like Aladdin and Cinderella the most. I feel that they differ the most. But yeah, that's just me. Second best Pixar film. Oh, it was going to your answer. A lot of you jumped in with the correct answer. It is The Incredibles. Twin Tuber says it deserved it too. I think any movie with Samuel L. Jackson deserves at least a PG rating. I don't think he's ever been in a G-rated film. Um, don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. But if Sam Jackson has been in a G-rated film, I would be blown away. Lightning said Aladdin wasn't bad, but I'm glad I didn't spend money to see it in the theaters. I was happy to watch it on Disney Plus. I actually think I saw it. I think I rented it. It was like a Redbox rental, so it was like $1, or $1.50 or something for the rental. So yeah, kind of glad I did the same. Cars 2 deserves a PG rating, but it got a G rating for some reason. I mean, it's weird. Like the entire rating system is very, very strange. In what they decide, it's all up to a few people on what they decide to choose. So, yeah. Next question. In Toy Story 4's antique store, there's a record player with a record on it, which has the name of what fictional Pixar musician? Again, in Toy Story 4's antique shop, there's a record player with a record on it, which has the name of what fictional Pixar musician? Have you watched the Disneyland Toontown Brawl video? I did. I did watch that. And in hindsight, now with like a whole pandemic going on, I've seen worse this year. I feel like Jay just gave up completely on trivia tonight. Yeah. The dude from Soul. That would actually be a really good. It's not the dude from Soul, but it would be a really good, like, if they knew that movie was coming, to be able to put that record in like as a Easter egg for people that would catch it in the rewatch later. They didn't do that though. I'm just gaining knowledge. I mean, you do you, Jay. Again, I believe you're a fantastic person, regardless if you know all the answers or not, which you clearly don't. That's okay. The correct answer here, in Toy Story 4's antique store, there's a record player with a record from Ernesto de la Cruz. Ernesto de la Cruz in the record shop. Speaking of Coco, next question: what flower plays a particularly important role in Coco as well as in the real life Dia de los Muertos? What kind of flower plays a particularly important role in Coco as well as in the real Dia de los Muertos? Lightning, oh man, that's a deep cut. Listen, I know my audience. My audience is history buffs, love Disney, love Pixar. I try and write these questions so you can either A, gain the trivia, or B, really test your knowledge. I'm not surface Pixar, surface Disney level trivia here. This is deep cut trivia. Young said those flowers that sent Miguel to the land of the dead. Yes, but what are they? What is the name of those flowers? Got to also be a botanist to know trivia here at Network 1901. Coco's my 5th favorite Pixar film. I don't even know if I could rank and say what my 5th favorite Pixar film is. The orange juice flowers. You guys are hilarious. Did I know that Mama Coco was based on a real person? I did. In fact, I was, not that I got to meet her, but like when I was at the showing that I went to, when I got to see some of the cast and crew up on stage, they were telling stories about how they made the film, and that got brought up. I think Coco was the first Pixar movie I saw when I left for college. That's a great memory to have. Disney tried to trademark Day of the Dead. I could believe that. I could believe that they would try and trademark a cultural holiday. Yeah, I could believe that. The correct answer there, though, the flower that plays a particularly important role in Coco as well as in the real life Dia de los Muertos or Day of the Dead are marigolds. They weren't flowers, they were the remains of Marlon's wife. Yikes. No, they're marigolds. You guys gotta jump, you gotta get out there, plant some flowers, plant some marigolds in your garden so that once the Day of the Dead comes around, you can throw the petals around and make sure that the bridge for your loved ones is complete. Next question. Here we go. Before Billy Crystal played Mike Wazowski in Monsters Inc., he was originally offered what Toy Story role but turned it down? Again, before Billy Crystal played Mike Wazowski in Monsters Inc., he was originally offered what Toy Story role but turned it down? The Twin Tubers, I just binged it. I haven't heard many people say the term that they've binged it. If you use Bing as your browser, kudos to you, man. Kudos. I am not a Bing person. I'm a Google person. I unfortunately flow with the rest of the herd. That's a big oof from me, Chief. A bunch of people bringing in their answers. A lot of people answering the same thing, and a lot of you getting it correct. That is correct. Buzz Lightyear. Originally, Billy Crystal was playing Buzz Lightyear. Lightning said, he's probably right with Buzz Lightyear. I could hear him as Slinky, to be honest. Actually, you know what? I could hear him as Slinky or as the Mr. Potato Head. I can see Billy Crystal as kind of an annoying Mr. Potato Head. You were responding to Marlon's wife comment. Yeah. That was an oof, for sure. But Buzz Lightyear. He was offered Buzz Lightyear before it went to Tim Allen. I can't imagine Billy Crystal being Buzz Lightyear. And I'm so glad that he's Mike Wazowski. He's a way better fit for Billy Crystal. The next question. The setting of what Pixar movie was changed after the animation team watched the documentary Blackfish? Again, the setting of what Pixar movie was changed after the animation team watched the documentary Blackfish? That's true. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. One of the greatest musicals of our generation. A lot of people chiming in with the obvious answers here. So help me, and cut. Brilliant. Seriously, what's Mike Wazowski was made for Billy Crystal. Perfect casting. Young says Mike is one of the best Pixar characters. Completely agree. In fact, I would say Monsters Inc. for me, top 5. It, in fact, might be my 5th favorite Pixar film. I'm not sure, but it might be. Lisa said the animation of Monsters Inc. level in Kingdom Hearts 3 is on par with the movie's animation from years ago. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3. I've played 1 and 2, and I haven't picked it up yet. And I've heard bad things, but I've also heard good things, so I don't know. Monsters Inc. is my absolute favorite Pixar film, says the Twin Tubers, and that, I mean, again, it could be my absolute favorite. It could be my 5th favorite. I'm not sure, but it's definitely in my top 5. Definitely in the top 5. The correct answer, Blackfish actually came out after Finding Nemo, so the correct answer is Finding Dory. After watching Blackfish, they changed it. It was going to take place in a SeaWorld-like park, but then they opted to change it because of Blackfish. Monsters Inc. is my 5th favorite as well. I hope we can keep this as a running joke, guys. Like, let's just comment every video from now on. Like any Pixar video I make, Monsters Inc. is my 5th favorite movie. Next question, everybody. 3 more left to go here. At the end of Ratatouille, Remy now has his own restaurant named what? At the end of Ratatouille, Remy now has his own restaurant named what? Lightning said, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3 yet either, but I want to say that years of anticipation probably didn't help that game much. Oh, definitely not. Like it would never exceed the expectations for a lot of people. Lisa says, what used to be a struggle to animate when Monsters Inc. first came out is now easy for consoles. Yeah, especially like with game engines now being able to kind of move in real time and to create characters and animations. It's super easy now. Would have taken years. I mean, I guess it did take years for Kingdom Hearts 3, but it would have taken years. There's 16 questions in total. We've got 2 left after this one. The correct answer, a lot of you came in with it. It is La Ratatouille. It's not just Ratatouille, it's La Ratatouille. I would have taken, if you wrote down Ratatouille, I would have taken it though. Yeah, Ratatouille. Second to last question, the penultimate question here. In Cars, Flo owns the V8 Cafe and is married to what other car in town? Again, Flo owns the V8 Cafe and is married to what other car in town? Young said Ratatouille is criminally underrated. Completely agree. Ratatouille is a film I love to go back to from time to time. It is so fun from beginning to end. All of the characters are fantastic. I enjoy them all. It's wonderful. Lightning agrees. Jay said, I gotta run. Good to see everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me, Jay. I appreciate it. I'll see you sometime soon. There was a short film about him, I think. You might be thinking. I don't know. Quite a few of you chimed in. The correct answer is Ramon. Flo and Ramon are married. And Flo used to be part of the Motorama Girls. Lightning says, what's your favorite non-Disney Pixar animated movie? I mean, we've all got to agree that it's Into the Spider-Verse, right? Like that's, I can't even think of a better animated movie right now at this point. I mean, there are some. I do like other animated films. My Neighbor Totoro is another one I'll always go back to. Young said Spider-Verse tops all. Yeah, of course. Overjoyed, you joined late. What the heck? You're down to one last question. Here we go. What's your 5th favorite non-Disney movie? Man, I have a lot of favorite movies, and I'm not sure what the 5th best one is. The Lego Movie is one that goes up there. Yeah, Lego Movie's good too. I haven't seen the sequel yet. I just got HBO Max, and I think Lego Movie 2 is on there. Every time I watch Spider-Verse, I find a new joke in the background somewhere. It's so good. It's so good, and I'm so glad that it's like on, I think it's still on Netflix. But I rewatched it on Netflix not too long ago. It is still that good. And it's, yeah, you bring it up all the time. All right, last question here. Question number 16. What is the name of the dominating fraternity at Monsters U? Again, what is the dominating fraternity at Monsters U? Prince of Egypt is criminally underrated. I have never seen Prince of Egypt. I'm not missing anything with Lego Movie 2. It can't match the first one. Yet, Pretty Girl says I love Lego Movie too. So who knows? Lady says favorite joke in Spider-Verse is the bagel that pops up when the lab person gets hit. That is a good joke. What did I miss here? Highly recommend Weathering with You for anyone who hasn't checked it out. I will check it out. I have heard really good things about it too, so I will definitely check that out. Aldo's, he asked this a few times, so I didn't get to it. Have you watched the Toy Story YTP on YouTube? I have not. No, I'm sorry. Your Name is probably my favorite anime movie. Your Name, yeah, it's good. Twin says I feel that Monsters University gets a bad rap. It does. I really like it a lot. And a lot of you answered the correct answer, which was Roar Omega Roar, is the dominating Monsters U fraternity. That is correct. Lisa asked me my favorite Pixar shorts. There's a lot of good ones. I think For the Birds, if we're talking about just like the theatrical Pixar shorts, but I've got to say like almost all of the Pixar Spark shorts have been completely amazing, and pretty much all of them have made me cry. Pearl is then I've got to put that at the top of my list. Pearl is fantastic. It's so good. Monsters U is a film that I find decent at best. Wow, I really enjoy it. As I think if you're looking at the Pixar outside of Toy Story, if you're looking at the kind of Pixar sequels, so you're looking at like the Cars films, Monsters U, and Finding Dory, I think Monsters U is better than Finding Dory. I'm just gonna say that, and hopefully, yeah. Pearl was Pixar's most adult moments. Agreed. I mean, I used the swear word. But actually, all the Pixar Spark shorts have been really adult, which has been pretty incredible to watch. Lisa said Piper makes me homesick for Florida. Oh, that's Piper's good. Piper was like the photorealism that Good Dinosaur wish it had. To be fair. Lightning said, I love Pearl because of how adult it is. Like, it actually surprised me. It was actually really surprising. It was surprising. I sadly haven't seen all the Spark shorts. You got to get on top of that. That is, like, all of them are great. Even the, I forget the name of all the Disney ones that are up on Disney Plus now. I think there's 13 of them. They are all actually really great, too. What about Nemo, where he says, don't you realize we're swimming in our own I mean, yeah, but like it's not that. I mean, that doesn't go out. But like Pearl is like it's surprising. It's like it comes out of nowhere, surprising when she's trying to be one of the guys. Catch and Throw, it's good too. Kit Bull was great. Bow and Lava are great. Lightning said, yeah, those are actually both really great. Knick Knack, classic. Love Knick Knack. Jerry's Game, of course. I can't think of the shorts with the aliens. Somebody got to correct me here in the comments. The short with the two aliens, I believe that actually played before Ratatouille. It's actually up there for me as well. It's pretty funny. Lifted. Thank you. Lifted is the correct answer there. And Ernesto corrected me too. The Disney shorts are called Short Circuit. The Short Circuit ones are awesome. Lightning asked, what was the first thing I watched when Disney Plus launched? I just had to watch Steamboat Willie because that's where it all started. Um, what did I watch when I first got? Um, I think right away I could tell you that within the first 2 days I watched The Good Dinosaur. I watched that first or two episodes, whatever, that were available of The World According to Jeff Goldblum. Watched The Mandalorian, and I think I watched like the remaining Pixar Spark Shorts that I had not seen, because the first couple of Pixar Spark Shorts were put onto YouTube, and then when they launched, I think they had one or two more when they launched up there. Twin says I watched Phineas and Ferb for the first when I first got Disney Plus. Love Phineas and Ferb. I actually want to go back and rewatch now that I know that the new movie's going to come out. I want to go back and watch the other movie, the from a few years ago. The Phineas and Ferb movie is fantastic. Love it. Watched the 1987 DuckTales. Within the first week, I also watched The Legend of the Three Caballeros. If you've not watched, I think there's 8 episodes in total. The Legend of the Three Caballeros. If you like Disney Afternoon, 1987 DuckTales, or like if you like Gravity Falls, that kind of thing, Legend of the Three Caballeros is on par with DuckTales and Tailspin and Darkwing Duck and all those shows. Across the Second Dimension, yes, that is the Phineas and Ferb film. Thank you very much. It is really good. I agree. I immediately started catching up on episodes of Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure. It's good. It's good. Have you heard Jon Favreau is going to direct Night at the Museum at a Disney theme park titled Magic Kingdom? So that's based off the Kingdom Keepers books. I've heard that, although I believe that they've also stopped production on that, on the Kingdom Keepers movies. They didn't greenlight it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Young said Jessie is a Disney Channel show that's criminally underrated. One of the actors died last year. I did not know that. I will have to check it out. If you've not listened to my podcast, Modern Mouse, go to iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you listen to podcasts, and check out Modern Mouse. I did an episode about Disney actors dying young and having problems. So, Twin Tubers, I have seen Out. It's the new Spark short about a man hiding the fact that he's gay. And he switches bodies with his dog, which is funny. It is at the very end of that Spark short, the last few moments of that Spark short really got me. Just started crying. Cameron Boyce is the actor who passed away last year. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Have you heard about the rumors of an animated Kingdom Hearts series being made? I have, and I don't know how that translates to television. It works really well as a video game, but how does it translate to a TV series or even like a mini series? I don't know. I don't know. Also, Lisa went back and said, lifted his me and my supervisor at work. I feel this. I feel this comment hard. Ernesto said, I heard that Square Enix is doing the show, which I would assume they would want to get involved with the production of it. I have seen Zenimation. It's nice. It's a nice addition. I wish actually that they were longer. You know, I wish that they would even loop it. Like if they looped it and had like a 5-hour thing that you could just put on the background, like would totally put that on. Young said, I'm excited for Muppets now. I am too. It is like out of all the things that I know are coming this summer, Muppets Now, Falcon and Winter Soldier are the only things I really, really am looking forward to on Disney Plus. This is a rumor we have to take with a grain of salt. So until confirmed by Disney and Square Enix, yeah, it's a rumor. We'll see where it goes. I worry that it'll become an animated Once Upon a Time. I've actually heard rumors, Lisa, that Once Upon a Time may get a spin-off or a reboot again. I stopped watching Once Upon a Time. I mean, I watched the first few seasons. The first season and even the second season are good. But the premise of Once Upon a Time that made it a good show was kind of figuring out who the characters were, kind of the mystery behind it, and how like being able to watch the fantasy world and the real world play out simultaneously before the ending of the episode came. I felt like that was the show to me. And yeah, Once Upon a Time definitely over the last few seasons dropped in, and I know there are some really diehard Once Upon a Time fans out there. You can have your show, absolutely. There are shows that I watched to the bitter end, but Once Upon a Time was not one of them. Ernesto said, I hear that Once Upon a Time is coming to Disney Plus by September or October of this year after it leaves Netflix. I mean, it's an ABC original. A lot of Disney crossovers. Why they wouldn't have it at this point? I mean, you got to assume that they should just, because of obligations with other carriers. If there wasn't that, they should obviously have it on Disney Plus. Did you hear the season 2 of Mandalorian still on track to release on time this fall? Yes, I have, and that's fine. I think there's different stages of production, right? So if you're in pre-production or post-production, there's not a lot of physical contact. So most of those things can be done over Zoom or Skype or however you want to do it. So a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows are still on track to release when they were supposed to get released, because they were luckily enough not in the actual shooting stage of their production. Young said, I hope that more Blue Sky films come to Disney Plus. The only ones that might have licensing issues are Horton Hears a Who and the Peanuts movie. They're two most critically successful films. Here's I think Ice Age, right? Ice Age is already on Disney Plus, and their new spy movie should probably come to Disney Plus. I think it's not there yet, but I agree. I think that it should. I actually think that right now on Disney Plus you have the 4 categories: Disney, Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars. They should add an ABC one. They should also add a Fox, or not Fox, I guess you would call it like 21st Century. And then they should add Blue Sky. But Blue Sky is such a small catalog that I don't even know if it deserves its own thing. It might just go under 21st Century. But yeah, I would actually really love to see the Peanuts movie on Disney Plus. However, I just recently got HBO Max and was kind of going through the catalog yesterday and noticed that they have the Peanuts show that was out a couple of years ago. I didn't even know that show came out a couple of years ago. I was surprised to see that a show about the Peanuts characters came out in 2016. I somehow missed that. I'm a big Peanuts fan too. So I could see HBO Max trying to make a go at getting it as well. But yeah. 20% said Horton is on Hulu, and Horton is owned, or Hulu is owned by Disney, so I guess that's fine. Fantastic Mr. Fox is on Disney Plus. Yeah, that's on there now. Have you seen Looney Tunes cartoons? I have. I've seen the new. I saw a couple. I saw the first episode on HBO Max. I watched it. I actually really liked it. I still prefer the new Mickey shorts. That's gonna be kind of my comparison is the Mickey shorts and these new Looney Tunes. But they're great. Excuse me. I really enjoyed the first one. I was actually, I signed up for HBO Max because I wanted to see the new Looney Tunes and I wanted to see the Elmo show. Oh, you just brought it up. Yeah, Elmo has a talk show. I wanted to see the Not Too Late show with Elmo, and I watched the one with the Jonas Brothers, and I wasn't. The commercial makes it look way more cool than that was, and I don't know if it's just because it was like an awkward interaction with the Jonas Brothers or what, or if it was kind of maybe it was their test pilot in doing it. I hope that the Not Too Late show with Elmo gets better over time because it's a really great concept using Sesame Street characters, not in an educational way, but in more of kind of like an entertainment interview way. I hope that gets better. Julian, I have no idea if any of the HBO Max shows will come to Australia. I actually heard in Australia they are combining HBO Max and Peacock, NBC's Peacock together, and I forget what the service is, but the HBO Max and are coming together in some way. Young said there should be a cartoon talk show starring cartoon all-stars. I mean, that's kind of what Space Ghost Coast to Coast was. Although it would be interesting to see it done in a way that it's kind of like what the Not Too Late show with Elmo is, where it's like, this is Sesame Street's version of a late show. It'd be kind of cool to see like, this is a Looney Tunes version of a late show, but I'm not sure if that works as well. Again, if you've seen the Muppets, the ABC show that was on from a few years ago that was trying to be a kind of parody of The Office, but based around a late night talk show hosted by Miss Piggy, I would want to see that late night talk show hosted by Miss Piggy. It seemed fun. I would want to watch that. Ernesto said, I remember that Phineas and Ferb did a talk show. I don't know if that was like an episode. I haven't seen that one. I think it's Foxtel Australia. That sounds right. I'm not sure though. I don't keep up. I'm bad at world news. I try and keep up as much as I can, but I like political world news I keep up on, but like entertainment world news I unfortunately don't. Ernesto said, speaking of talk show, there's a new Disney Plus Jim Henson called Earth to Ned. Yeah, I'm again anything coming from the Henson Company that has to do with puppetry and Muppets, I'm all for it. That was something that they announced at the D23 Expo, I believe, for Disney Plus. I don't know if they have a date for it at all. Yeah, guys. Anyways, we've been going for quite a long time. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and kind of keeping the conversation alive and going, and just being around. I'm more than open to suggestions or questions or things like that. I know we've been kind of just talking here, but I think that Network 1901, we took a 3-month, I guess since I'm the only one here now, took a 3-month kind of leave of absence. I kind of explained that earlier as to why. Again, I apologize, and so many of you said such kind things, so thank you so much. But I am planning to continue Network 1901 and run it by myself. A brand new video will be out next week. I'm hoping to have videos out soon to be every week, but at least to start, I'll be doing every other week. Over on Patreon, there will be 2 videos out over there a month, as well as some extra podcast content over there. But the channel will be up and going and strong and moving, and I'll be doing all kinds of stuff. yeah. Lightning said, "Man, all these streaming services popping up. It's hard to keep up. Not enough time and money." That's true. I dropped Amazon Prime um, to have HBO Max, and I'll see what Peacock has, but I don't think I'm going to drop anything else. But I'm planning to do a lot more history stuff. I'm planning to do a lot more animation stuff. Lisa said, "Will there be a video on Reedy Creek?" I will try and get back to doing some more theme park stuff. There hasn't been a lot of that on this channel in a long time, but I will try to get back into all aspects. So I'll be doing Disney and Pixar, and I'll try and incorporate everything. I want to get to some Simpsons stuff down the line. I want to talk about more Pixar, more Marvel, and more Star Wars. I want to talk about some National Geographic stuff. I want to talk about the theme park stuff. I want to talk about Reedy Creek. There's a lot of things in the pipeline I want to talk about, but we'll get to things as we get to them. Feel free, as always, in any comment section for any video. I'm always checking the comments, so leave suggestions for video topics that you want to see. I'm always open to hearing them. I always try and get to them. A couple of people in this chat have given me comments and with topics, and I have actually made those videos. So I am open and all ears all the time. I try and comment back to almost everything I get that is not a crude comment. And I try and do as much as I can for you guys. It's not, for me, it's not about the clout, or it's not about making money or anything like that. It's simply about building this community that loves animation and loves entertainment and loves fun, and for me to try and outpour my positivity to you guys so that you have a fantastic day. The last 3 months have been a challenge for me to get back to a positive place, but I'm back, and yeah, thank you guys. There'll be more live streams, more trivia live streams coming down the pipeline. I'll try and do them maybe once a month, so look for those as well. I'll announce them as always, like on YouTube, but follow me on Twitter. And mostly there. Twitter, @ModernMouseJosh is where I do most of my social media stuff these days. And if you're on Facebook, you can join our official Network 1901 group there. Those are the places where I'm most active besides YouTube. So Ernesto said, "Sweet, I love trivia live streams." And Blue Sky would be an interesting topic as well. I would love to talk about Blue Sky and kind of how they came to be and kind of the history of that company in general. Are you still on Apple Podcasts? I'm not seeing it when I search. If you type in Modern Mouse, you should see a show called Modern Mouse with Josh Taylor. There's no Network 1901 podcast. It's just the two podcasts that we had were Modern Mouse and Lipstick and Lightsabers is Shannon's podcast, so go check that out as well. Modern Mouse, Lipstick and Lightsabers. Young asked me, "Who's your favorite Muppet?" Pepe, the King Prawn. Lisa said, "I look forward to what you make next." Thank you so much. Ernest said, "I'm open to the new content you'll be coming out with." Thank you so much. Ernest said, "Interesting that Disney now." You know what's interesting, that Disney now owns 3 animation studios with Pixar and Blue Sky, is that they, like, out of everything, they bought Fox, but Blue Sky has really kind of been under the radar. They've not really said, like, hey, we own this and we're going to put a lot of marketing and intent behind this. I hope that Blue Sky still continues on. I would imagine that the people at Blue Sky, when they got bought out, did probably fear for their jobs a bit. I hope that they continue, though. They have made some really good films. Connie said, "This was fun. Let's do this again." We will definitely. There will be a June trivia live stream. 100% we'll be doing that. Um, Julian said, yeah, 4 if you count Disney TV animation. That's true, but like theatrical animation, 3. Twin Tuber said, I relate to Fozzie Bear on a personal level. I'm actually doing some research for a Fozzie the Bear history video down the line. Yeah. Ernesto said Andrew Milstein is now co-chair and one of the Pixar CEOs serving as a consulting. Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Gonzo Rizzer are my favorites. Said Ernesto. Young said Kappa. I mean Kermit. Yeah. I love this stream. Actually, there was trivia, but it was cool just to hang out too. And that's kind of what I think streams will be from now on. I when we did trivia before, I tried to keep them to being a 30-minute kind of thing, so that the video would stay up and I don't know, get views or something. But I feel like right now, I would rather just kind of hang out as well as do trivia. Like trivia is only part of what the live stream is. I always kind of thought like videos had to kind of be like as concise and as detailed as possible, so that nobody, clicked away. And the same with live streams. It'd be like, here's the plan. This is what we're gonna do. But I feel like now I feel different, and I feel like YouTube's changed and kind of adapted to this as well, wanting to hang out more, chat, especially at a time when a lot of us are just sitting at home anyways. So this is kind of nice. I enjoyed it a lot. So thank you so much for hanging out. Lisa said, my roommates and I have a debate for a Swedish chef is actually Swedish or an alien like Gonzo. That's interesting. I've never heard that before. I've always just thought he was Swedish, but I mean, I guess he could be an alien. I don't know if anybody's ever come out and said that. Ernesto said, I love the live chats. I do too. I enjoyed coming and hanging out with you guys, and I appreciate just you guys still sticking around. Even the fact over the last 3 months, listen, and looking at the analytics for Network 1901, over the last 3 months, there's been 0 content that has gone out on the channel. However, our subscribers have gone up, our views have gone up, and everything. So honestly, I could not be more grateful and more thankful that you guys have continued to support the channel, even without anybody doing anything with it, and that you have really chimed in and given your support to me and moving forward and trying to figure out where the path for this channel is going, because I want to still create and give you guys great content. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Jim Morris is his name. The Pixar president will serve a supervising role at Blue Sky. Okay, so it does seem like Blue Sky is sticking around. But I would have assumed like when they bought out Fox, I knew a lot of people got laid off, from 21st Century. So Blue Sky, I'm sure people were worried, but I'm glad that it is sticking around. Ernest said, always in motion, the future is. Yes. Again, I'm gonna head out now. Thank you guys so much. For those of you that are like East Coasters or in a radically different time zone that are way up late, thank you so much for hanging out and staying up late with me. I appreciate it. For those of you that are on the Pacific Coast and it's like 7:30 there, go do something else with your evening. I'm in the Mountain Zone. It's 8:30 here, so I'm gonna get to work on some new stuff, some new artwork for the YouTube channel. Lisa said, what's the item on the shelf below BB-8 next to Mickey? Below BB-8 next to Mickey. So it's one of the only items that is on the shelf that is not Disney, but I keep it up because it reminds me of Adventureland. And it's a tiki statue of a guy playing bass. I used to play in a band, and the guy, also my hair is a mess. Sorry guys. I didn't do it before I came on here. I used to play in a band, and the bass player in the band that I used to play in actually died in a car crash. So that is something that has kind of stuck with me and has always been a cherished piece that I have. Because it A, reminds me of Adventureland, but then B, reminds me of a friend that I lost. So it's not Disney, so you wouldn't be able to identify it. It's one of the only pieces that's not somehow related to Disney up on this whole thing. And of course, like, the background is always kind of blurred, so it's always hard to like pick out what everything is anyways. Yeah. But thank you guys so much. Twin Trooper says it's 9:30 there. Yeah, you're an hour ahead of me. You're fine. Young said, has anyone ever noticed Gonzo's voice shatters when he's shouting? I have, actually. I've noticed. And actually, if you've not seen the Prop Culture episode on Disney Plus about the Muppet movie, the original Muppet movie, there's a great interview with Gonzo. And he like deadpans the entire interview, and it's fantastic. I love that was my favorite episode of Prop Culture. Okay, a lot of people are saying good night. I'm gonna say good night. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and being a part of this. Leave your once this is all done, this will go up live. Click on it. Leave a comment on this video for what the next trivia should be, whether it be Pixar, Disney, anything. Leave a comment, and maybe I'll add in some of that kind of trivia stuff into the next trivia night. So I appreciate everything you've done. Thank you guys for the kind words. Thank you guys for sticking with me. A new video out next week, Modern Mouse Podcast. Go check it out on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, whatever. New episode of that comes out the first of the month. And until then,